Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am super excited because it is officially the first day of fall here, and although it doesn't quite feel like fall, I am wearing my fall sweater to really get into the fall vibes. And it's rainy and gloomy and gross outside, so definitely transitioning, and it is a little bit cooler here. So I am really excited to do my first fall eye look, and I'm going to be using my OG Jaclyn and Morphe Vault palette collection. This is the red tone. I think it's called like Ring the Alarm or something like that. I'm using this palette. Definitely gives me like fall vibes, so I will be using this today. And if you are interested to see what I come up with all my creative juices today, go ahead and keep watching. So like I said, I will be digging into the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe collab for her Vault palette. This is the palette I will be using. I think this is the Ring the Alarm palette is what this is called. I could be wrong, but it's the red one, and it's labeled with, on the palette, it's got like maroon red dots on it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to focus on an eye tutorial today, and I will link all of my products as usual down in the description box. So if you're wanting to know what I'm using for my fall look, you can check that out. But I'm going to go ahead and jump on in, and I'm going to be using my Nars Soft Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 1 Chantilly as my base. So I'm going to grab my concealer brush. I'm just going to cover my eye with this so I have a nice good base to start with. Take it all the way up to my brow bone and really cancel out and get in my inner corner here. Cancel out all the veins and the darkness and the redness and all that good stuff. Alright, so I'm looking a little crazy. Remember, we trust the process. So I'm going to set that down with my Nakia Joy Cosmetics powder. I'm just going to set that with that same concealer brush and just take a little bit of that powder and just set that down so there's no creasing when I begin placing my shadows. Just a little bit is all that's needed. Just like so. So again, still looking very crazy. Obviously, we will match my skin tone with the rest of it. So we're going to jump right on in, and I am going to start today in the Ring the Alarm palette. I'm going to start with this shade called Rush right here. I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to place that right in my crease area. I need to clean some brushes. That is what I need to do this weekend. So we'll take this fluffy blending brush. This is a Morphe Jeffree Star JS9 fluffy brush, not the one I normally use. And I'm going to start with that Rush shade. And I'm just going to place that right here in my crease. Let me get my mirror here. And just right here. And just start blending that out. In fact, I'm going to actually pack it on first and then start blending. So tell me, have you guys got your fall decorations up? If you decorate for fall, are you ready? My house has been decked out for fall for like 2 weeks now. Definitely setting the mood. We got candles lit, all the orangey, warm tone vibes are in our house, and it's just so cozy in here, and I love coming home to that. Especially on days where there's a full moon, which would be today and yesterday. We had full moon and we have crazy weather. The kids are acting like it's the end of the world, and I love coming home to a nice, warm, cozy house, because let me tell you, my days are not always warm and cozy. When kids are rolling around on your floor, really testing your patience. But so I'm going to keep blending that, and I'm just kind of building and buffing that up just to get that nice pigment. And I think I had a little bit of sparkle on this brush, so I do have a little bit of sparkle reflex showing up. The shade has no sparkle. I just need to clean my brushes. That'll be this weekend's project. So I'm just going to keep buffing that up. I really love these shades. I'm really digging them. Like, when the first thing I thought of when I was like, okay, what am I going to do for my fall, like my fall palette to be like all the other YouTubers who are doing fall videos right now. I was like, I have lots of colorful and I have lots of neutral, but like what really screams fall to me? And this one and then the other one I was torn in between. I might mix them, I don't know. Was the her yellow toned palette. This one definitely screams fall. But I was wanting a more like red toned, orangey red tone today. So I have that shade placed there, so I'm going to do that on the other eye real quick. Again, this is using the shade Rush. If you don't have this palette, use something similar. Same idea. I'm going to go in with a Morphe M330 brush, and I'm going to pick up this other more warm toned orange, like a brick red kind of orange. This is the shade called Alert. So I'm going to take Alert here, tap off the excess, and place that in the outer area and in my crease just to deepen it up. I actually don't think I'm gonna use this brush. I have teeny tiny eyes and this thing is like literally the size of my eyeball. So I think I am gonna switch brushes. That's one thing that sucks about having tiny eyes, is a lot of the time brushes don't really work. I have to use like the same 3 brushes over and over. Go in with, let's see, it's dirty. I'm gonna wipe it off. It's more stained than dirty. But I'm gonna use my blinged brushes E21. I'm just gonna go back into that Alert shade and try this again. And just kind of pack that in there and start blending that out. I'm just using windshield wiper motions, going back and forth right in my socket there, and just kind of flicking that out. Okay, I'm going to do that on the other eye. Okay, so here's what we got so far. Remember, we always clean everything up at the end. Make your messes now when there's nothing on your base. So now I'm going to go into this shade Mugshot right here. It's a more mustardy brown, orangey kind of color. And I'm just going to put that right below my crease, just slightly underneath it. And I'm going to use, this is an Eco Tools, I don't know what kind of brush this is. Oh, this is a blurring shadow. I'm going to dip into the shade Mugshot. I don't know if this shade will do too much difference, but we're going to try just placing it right about here and just to really warm that up. Okay, so at this point, most of my lid is covered. I still have some of it where it's not covered. So now I'm going to go in with a smaller brush, and I'm going to take my E7 from my blinged brushes. I believe this is the silver collection. And I'm going to go into this shade. We're going to deepen it up with the shade Secret. It's a nice chocolatey, warm toned brown. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to just place that on that outer corner. And this is going to really help deepen and smoke that out to really give those fall tones. I'm going to start kind of blending that, flicking that up. Not too much, but just a little bit. Just like so. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Just like that. Keeping this nice and in that corner. We don't want to get up too high because then we'll have to go back in and fix our transition a little bit. I'm going to kind of bring that down to the lash line as well. Alright, so I'm going to do that on the other eye, like so. So now I'm going to go back in with my first brush. That was my JS9, was that what it was? Yes, JS9, and I'm going to go back to that first shade, Rush. Just take a little bit of that, and I'm just going to start buffing and kind of melting these shades together to soften it up a little bit. Okay, so now that I have that kind of softened on the outer edges there, I'm going to take just a clean brush. This is a JS5. I'm just going to continue to lightly buff everything in together. I don't have any additional product. I'm just blending these shades all together. Then I'm going to there's what was left that was like excess. And then I'm going to go back in with that darkest shade. I'm going to stamp that back in, if I can find my brush, just so we don't lose that shade. Like that. I'm just taking a tiny bit on each eye, placing it back, and kind of patting it out. Alright, and then I want to bring in a little teeny tiny bit. Let me look in this other palette. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take a teeny tiny bit of, I'm going to grab a little pencil brush here. I'm going to add this shade Framed. It's like this burgundy toned brown. I'm going to just take a teeny tiny pencil brush, teeny tiny, just a little bit, and just stamp that again on that outer area, just to really pull that all together and smoke that in. Kind of give it a different kind of tone there. I love burgundy and like maroon, wine colored tones. I love those on my eye. Just a little bit. Just kind of flicking that up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a makeup wipe and I'm going to clean out these edges here, or clean off these edges. Just kind of sharpen them up. And then I'm going to go back in, I'm going to blend, because you can see I have a pretty harsh line here. So we're going to go back in and blend. I just want to get my lines here cleaned up. Okay, then I'm going to go back in with my original blending brush. I'm going to go back in and just kind of mix those orangey brown tone colors together, and then just continue to follow that path with that eye shape I've now created, just to really blend it and not have a super harsh difference. Okay, so now I have most of it. Now I always like to have shimmer. So I'm gonna add shimmer, and I'm gonna take this shade. We're gonna go with this On Camera. It's like this warm golden, super soft. I love these shimmers. I love the quality. There's what it looks like. And I'm just gonna place that from the inner corner to the inner half of my lid. like so. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, let me do that on the other eye. What I'm going to do to kind of melt these shades all together is now I'm going to take a little bit of this shade called Boom right here. It's this orangey coppery shade, this shimmer. I'm just going to place that right next to it. Kind of blend these shades together so it's not dark brown, burgundy, gold, you know. Kind of blend those two together. There we go, like so. Then I'm just going to go back in with my teeny tiny pencil brush and just buff a little bit more of that burgundy shade in here. So now I'm just going to take a clean brush again and just kind of buff everything up and out. Really clean up those harsh lines. Make sure everything is nicely blended. Like so. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to use a highlight. There is no like highlight shade in this palette. That is the only thing. But if you have the full Vault collection, then you actually do have a highlight shade. So I'm going to dip into this other fall tone one, and I'm going to use this VIP shade right in the inner corner of my eye. Let me get my teeny tiny little, I use it as an inner corner brush. This is the E26, and I'm going to take that. I'm just kind of place that right here on my inner corner. Right there. Ooh, so beautiful. It's so blinding. Okay. So stinking pretty. Oh my gosh. I just want more of it all the time. Ugh, so pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna finish up with the rest of my face, and I'll come back and I'm gonna smoke out the lower lash line a little bit. So I will finish the rest of my face, and when I come back, we'll finish the rest of the eyes, and then we will put together the whole look. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the rest of my face, and I'm very excited, and I'm loving how I'm looking. I went a little crazy with my brows, and it's throwing me off because I never do my brows, but I did do my brows today, and it's like, I feel like they're huge, but whatever. But we're gonna go ahead and finish out the eye look. So I'm gonna go back in to that Ring the Alarm palette, and I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. Let's see, how about, we'll do this one. This is the JS11. I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take that first shade Rush that we use in our eye as the transition. I'm just gonna place that all over that lower lash line. Let me move all my crap out of the way. I'm just placing that there and running it through. Like that. I'll do that on the other eye. Like so. So then I'm going to tie in those darker colors. We're going to kind of repeat what we did on top on the bottom. And I'm going to go in with that same brush, and I'm just going to dip into the shade Mugshot. That's this one down here. And then a little bit of Alert on the outer edges. Like so. And then we're gonna finish it all off going in just with a teeny tiny little bit of that secret, that brown shade. Ooh, throwing my brush. And we're just gonna kind of connect the burgundy brown into the lower lash line. Like so. like that. And I'm just gonna kind of flick that out a little bit. I think I got some of my brightening powder on my eye here. Like so. Alright, so there is the lower lash line, and then I'm going to go back in with my pencil brush and just kind of go back in with that highlighter shade. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take a little bit of that golden on camera shade, and I'm just going to place that right here. Connecting that. I'm just using my finger for this. I don't really like doing my lower lash line, but my eye hasn't been super watery recently, so I'm trying to take advantage of it. So then now I'm gonna go in with that white and just deepen it up on this side. I have more on this side, so we're gonna kind of connect the two. And that was in the other palette. So let me go into VIP here. And I'm just gonna put on mascara. So I'm going to use my Sky High. I'm gonna use my new tube. I'll use my Sky High and really build this up. Oh crap, okay. Like that. I did get a little bit down here, so I'm going to wait for it to dry and then buff that away. And then I have a little bit of, it looks like something is separated. I think it was the highlighter. I don't know, my skin's doing something weird just on this one side. I don't know, it's super weird. It almost looks like something has been removed. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I definitely see it on, like, in person. It's weird. But now I'm going to actually take that white shade that's in our inner corner, and I'm going to put that and highlight the brow bone there. So let me grab another small brush. I'm just going to take this teeny tiny one from Morphe. This is an M210. I'm just going to take that just a little bit and highlight my brow bone. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take a step back, kind of look, see if I like how everything is looking. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. This look would be more dramatic if you wore falsies. It will definitely take it to the next level. I don't do those. I just don't bother putting my eye through all of that. It's just not worth it to me. I mean, they are beautiful, but for me who have all my eye problems, I would rather be pretty and not in pain as well. So I'm just gonna kind of buff this out a little bit, and then yeah. Alright, so I think this finishes my look. So I'm actually gonna add some setting spray. Let me grab that. I'm gonna use my hydrating milky mist from Pixie to kind of hydrate my face. Oh, it's a new bottle, so let me kind of spray it. There we go. I like to use this to kind of like hydrate my face, and then I'm going to just put a teeny tiny bit of, I'll just use my Charlotte Tilbury, like so, to kind of really set it in place. Alright, so looking at this, I am loving this. I wish I had a pair of earrings, because like this look with this sweater and like, oh, I love it. Like gold earrings, gold hoop earrings. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need. But right now, this is the finished look. I am loving how this turned out. It is so fall, so beautiful. It goes so well with this sweater. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So I really enjoyed it. I really went all out today. I even did like my brows. Like, that's a big deal here. I'm just not committed to this liner right now. But I love how this has turned out. The eyeshadows perform really well for me. I used some of my favorites, products that you've seen. I think one product that I haven't used on my channel yet that I did use today was my go-to Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. I love this stuff. My skin is just looking so pretty. I love the way that it wears on me, and it's just such a good foundation for me in the fall. I really like it in the fall. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I would love for you to share your pictures if you recreate this look, or if you do your own fall look. Please share it down below in the comments. Don't be shy. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment on this video. I would love to get my video out there more, so please share it out with your friends. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying your fall weather wherever you are, and you are feeling these warm, cozy fall vibes, because I know I am. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!